And this is Radio Entrepreneurs. Mark, we have another entrepreneur.
Yes, Jeff, and this is a different take in terms of talk about a very innovative a business and system. Bonnie Reese is the CEO of Radius Tracking Systems, and Bonnie's going to talk to us about her special system and how she's designed it for the hotel industry. Bonnie, great to have you on the show.
Hi, Bonnie.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us about Radius and what it does.
Sure. So at Radius Tracking Systems, we help hotels reduce the amount of money that they spend on linen. A couple of years ago, we found out that many hotels spend as much as $10,000 a month replacing linen, and they don't know why they have to spend so much. They don't know where it's going. So that's where we came in. We realized that radio frequency identification might be a really good way to help them figure out where their linen was going and reduce losses.
Radio frequency?
Radio frequency identification.
Could you explain that to us?
Absolutely. It's actually the same technology as EasyPass. So it's a small chip with a unique identity that whenever it goes through an RFID reader, which is often set up around a doorway or a portal, that tag is read and the information in that tag is stored.
Wow.
How did you get into this particular industry, though? Because obviously, like EasyPass, it's designed for the transportation industry.
You weren't cleaning rooms for Hilton.
That's true. I was in business school.
Which business school were you at?
I was at Babson's MBA program.
Good for you. And did you develop this program while you were at Babson?
We started working on it there. The first manifestation was we're trying to work with dry cleaners.
Right.
We actually, we had spoken with a dry cleaner who said he hated losing clients' items. That was a big pain point for him. So at first we looked at using RFID to help track, jackets and sweaters. But after that, we spoke with a laundry or a hotel at Babson who recommended that we speak with hotels. So that's sort of how we found our way there. And one of the phone calls to hotels, we found out they were spending over $10,000 a month replacing lost linen.
Interesting.
That's unbelievable.
Talk about a subject that's a very simple subject, but talk about the money savings and just this idea, because it's such a huge industry.
One hotel, $10,000. So let's multiply that out for the whole Boston area. Do you have any sense of what how much linen on a gross level Boston gets destroyed on a monthly basis or needs to be repaired for you? That's just an astronomical amount of money. So how do you get paid? Do you get paid by a fee for service or a percentage of whatever you do?
We have a servicing arrangement with hotels and with a laundry service. So the way that we first thought about going into the business was we were going to go to hotels and have them pay us to help keep track of their linens for them. And we realized that a lot of hotels thought that they were losing their linens at the laundry service. Most hotels actually outsource their laundry. They send it out every evening, and in the morning they get clean linens back. So we actually ended up having two different types of partners. We work with hotels and we help them figure out exactly what their inventory is and where their losses are occurring. But we also work with a laundry service.
Interesting.
Who wants to show, exactly what they receive and exactly what they ship, so that if there are any losses occurring at their plant, they're aware of them and they can help stem them. But if there aren't, that they can also prove to the hotels that they're not losing any items.
So you get paid on two ends.
You said
Right.
we a few times. Who's the we?
We is my team.
You have partners?
I do, yeah. The other founding partner is Ajay Salai Javahar, and he's actually down in New Jersey, but we speak almost every night or every morning, and one weekend a month he comes up to Boston and we work together.
So did Babson help you get this business off the ground?
Yes, absolutely.
So what did Babson do to help you? I think our listeners like to hear this type of story.
Sure. So it helped us really identify the need and the opportunity. It gave one of our professors, Bob Caspi, has actually become very involved with the business, and it was during his class where this idea was brought up. He taught us that the best way to go about starting a new business is not to think about what would be good for me, but instead to think about what a big customer or a big company who has a lot of money, what problems they have, and then go about finding a way to solve those problems.
Interesting. Now, when you approached the hotels about the product, what was their initial reaction, and how has that evolved since you started working with them?
Sure. So when we first approached them, they said, wow, you can do that? That's incredible. Because right now it's sort of a black hole. They spend a
Right.
lot of money on linen and they don't know where it goes or how frequently it's being used or where it's getting lost. So they really liked the idea. But we told them, you need to pay for the equipment. These RFID doorways are required in order to track the linen. And for hotels, their budgeting process is somewhat complicated and very far-reaching. So it would take a year or two for them to put it into their budgets. So that's where the laundry service really came in, is they were willing to make that investment and pay for the RFID portals and doorways that we need in order to do the tracking.
Excellent.
So at first hotels loved it, but didn't really have the money in their budgets
Right.
immediately to pay for it.
Right.
And now we're starting to have conversations with hotels again where they're really excited and we can show them with an ROI spreadsheet exactly where their savings will be coming from. And there's no real startup cost. They need to buy the little tags
Right.
to tag all their linen. But that's it. There's no big RFID equipment expense.
That's great. Now, how long have you been in business for?
A couple of years.
So you obviously had to go through a very hard recession. So you're out promoting this to hotels that look at the cost that might be associated. Now you have an alternative way for them to invest at much cheaper.
Exactly.
So you started this business at Babson. You plan on staying with it?
Absolutely.
Where's it going in the next few years?
Well, we definitely see ourselves working with more and more hotels in the Boston area. Our equipment's set up at Royal Hospitality in Somerville, which is the largest laundry service in New England. They service over 100 hotels.
Right.
So our hope is to really branch out and work with a lot of hotels in New England. We're also hoping to expand nationally and internationally. In other parts of the country, we'd like to find more laundry service partners, set everything up there, and then work with them to bring the service out to their hotel clients.
So they'll partner with you.
Right.
So it becomes a competitive advantage for the laundry as well.
Absolutely.
Now, is this a patented technology that you have? That you've worked to, because you say it's similar to Easy Pass, and how did you develop that technology?
We actually had to build quite a bit. We had to bring on an electrical engineer, hardware specialist, and I helped out. I learned a lot about electrical engineering, which is actually incredibly cool stuff. But it took about 6 months for us to build exactly what we needed.
Wow.
There was nothing on the market that would read 100% of the tags in one bin in just a few seconds. 99%, 98%, sure,
Right.
but not that perfect 100% count. So we built what we call the speed scan, which is an automated RFID reader that goes over the scale at the entrance to the laundry plant and also
Right.
the exit. It's got an iPad mounted on it, and you press a button, and doors close, everything's read in under 3 seconds, and then
Wow.
the contents of the bin are displayed on the iPad. So the operator will know exactly what's going out.
Isn't that great? Now, is there anything that's even remotely close to this that's going on in the marketplace anywhere?
Sure, there's certainly a lot of other people doing something similar. We found that there are even hotels that are paying for everything themselves. They're paying for all of that RFID equipment to be installed on their property,
Wow,
which is a big investment for them.
absolutely.
But there really are huge savings to be derived from seeing where your inventory is and keeping better track of it. Linen's expensive.
Correct.
There are also a few other companies that are doing something similar to us in terms of working with laundries. And we've found that they have a different software system. Ours, we feel a little more confident in. And they also don't really care about 100% accuracy. They're okay with 97, 98%. But when you're looking at over 1 million pounds of laundry a week, millions of pieces,
3% is a lot.
it really adds up.
Right.
No, it does add up at that type of scale.
Now, when you're comparing yourself to these other services, obviously you have the 100% accuracy, but when you go in and pitch the hotels and the cleaning industry, what do you think sets you apart from everybody besides that 100%?
I think that our size and flexibility is really helpful. We've also got an incredibly talented software engineer who has created a system that really stands out in the industry. So that really is a huge differentiator for us.
Excellent, excellent.
Bonnie, if someone wants to know more about radius tracking systems, how would they contact you?
Well, they can definitely go to our website at www.radiustracking.com or send us an email. My email is Bonnie, BONNIE, at radiustracking.com.
Wow. This is Jeffrey Davis with Mark Z in the Money Matters Radio Network studios. We've just been interviewing Bonnie Reese, CEO of Radius Tracking Systems. We hope you come back again and tell us how the business is doing.
Well, thanks so much for having me. I
Good
really
luck,
enjoyed
Bonnie.
it.
Good luck, Bonnie.
Thank
We'll
you.